Act as best scriptwriter and change the script so it won't match with original one. Make it spin the content, and remove any channel name if there. Write the description of around 8,000 words. Remove timestamps. 22. Fujifilm X Pro. 4. This is the next big game changer in photography. YouTube https www.youtube.com watch VVK8X SysPI0Vi04 transcript year 0.0. In the ever-changing world of digital photography, few names create buzz like Fujifilm, and even fewer product lines spark as much curiosity and passion as the X Pro series. Today, we're diving deep into the long-awaited, highly debated, and still unconfirmed Fujifilm X Pro 4. Is it coming soon? Will it be a major upgrade? Or is Fujifilm slowly moving away from the X Pro legacy? These are the questions on every photographer's mind, and we're going to explore all of them in detail. Euro 30. Let's begin with the bigger picture. Fujifilm isn't just another camera brand. It's a name that resonates with photographers who care deeply about the craft. While Canon, Sony, and Nikon chase numbers, autofocus speed, frame rate, dynamic range, Fujifilm has carved out a space that blends performance with personality, and the X Pro series is a perfect example of that. Tharsaro 55. The X Pro cameras are more than tools. They are experiences. Let's go back in time to understand how we got here. The original X Pro 1 was a bold move. It introduced the world to Fujifilm's mirrorless ambitions with a design straight out of a retro photography lover's dreams. It wasn't just stylish, it was functional with a now iconic hybrid viewfinder. Aero 1-18. This allowed photographers to switch between an optical and electronic view with a flick of a switch. It was like holding a piece of history that had been modernized for the digital age. Then came the X Pro 2 and the X Pro 3. Each model refined the formula. The X Pro 3, in particular, turned heads. It hid its rear LCD screen behind a solid metal panel, forcing photographers to shoot through the viewfinder or be intentional about reviewing their shots. 01-46. Some loved this choice. It slowed things down. It made you focus. Others saw it as impractical. But it didn't matter. The camera had already achieved cult status, especially among street photographers and photojournalists. It wasn't about being flashy. It was about feeling connected to the process. Still, the X Pro 3 wasn't a runaway commercial hit. 02-10. It wasn't made for the masses, and that's okay. It found a niche, a loyal one. But as the years rolled by and Fujifilm pushed harder into hybrid video focus cameras, the X Pro line started to fade from the spotlight. Which brings us to today and the long-rumored X Pro 4. Let's talk about what we actually know. Euro 2-32. First, it's not officially confirmed. Fujifilm hasn't released any teasers, no development announcements, and no product reveals, but industry. Insiders, leakers, and the community are buzzing. The general belief is that the X Pro 4 is in development, even if its release timeline remains unclear. 2-52. So, what can we expect if and when it arrives? Most rumors point to a 40.2-megapixel X-Trans CMOS 5HR sensor, the same sensor that first appeared in the XH2. Along with that, it will likely feature the X-Processor 5, which delivers faster performance, better low-light handling, and improved autofocus. On paper, these internals sound great, 03-17. But here's the issue. They're not new. That hardware was launched in 2022. If the X Pro 4 drops in late 2025, we're talking about a 3-year-old engine in a brand new body. That raises some real concerns. Will the X Pro 4 feel fresh, or will it be seen as outdated from the start? Let's not forget the competition, 03-39. By the time this camera launches, Sony, Canon, and even Nikon will have released their next G models. Even Fujifilm's own lineup will likely include newer tech. That means the X Pro 4 has to offer something unique to stand out. But let's take a step back from the specs for a moment. Specs are important, but the X Pro series has never been about being the best on paper. 0403. It's been about the shooting experience, the feel, the mood, the connection between camera and photographer. That said, there's still pressure to innovate. Many in the community are hoping for a refresh of the body design. Not a complete overhaul, but something that updates the ergonomics, improves grip, adds weather sealing, and maybe even introduces a more intuitive screen setup. Auto 429. So far, there's no strong evidence that a major design shift is happening. That's another risk, because while fans love the X Pro look, they also want a camera that keeps up with the times. Without a standout new feature, the X Pro 4 could feel like a minor update, something that only hardcore fans care about. But here's the real story hiding underneath the rumors. 0450. Fujifilm strategy is shifting. The company is investing heavily in other parts of its camera ecosystem. The XH2 and XH2S, for example, are targeting hybrid creators, those who shoot both photo and video. They come packed with 8K video, super fast burst modes, and advanced subject detection, 05.13. Then there's the GFX line. Fujifilm's medium format cameras offer unbeatable image quality and are aimed at commercial photographers, portrait pros, and high-end shooters. These cameras are expensive, but they deliver results that rival full-frame systems at competitive prices. In short, these are high-margin products with broader appeal. 0534. Compared to that, the X Pro series is a passion project. It serves a smaller group of photographers who care deeply about how a camera feels, how it responds, and what it represents. And that's both the magic and the challenge of the X Pro 4. So, what happens if the X Pro 4 gets delayed again or never shows up at all? For many, the X Pro 3 is still a solid choice. It's built like a tank. Aruso 6 car. It has a beautiful viewfinder. The JPEGs straight out of the camera look amazing thanks to Fujifilm's film simulations. It's a joy to shoot with. Sure, it lacks the latest video specs or sensor resolution, but if you're buying an X Pro, you're probably not chasing numbers. You're chasing experience. 06.21. And this brings us to the bigger question. Should Fujifilm keep making cameras like this? We say yes because there's a place in the market for tools that inspire, that spark creativity, that slow you down just enough to make you think more carefully about each shot. There's value in products that don't appeal to everyone. In fact, that's what makes them special. 0643. But at the same time, Fujifilm has to run a business. And that means focusing on the cameras that generate the most revenue and market share. Right now, that's the XH line and the GFX line. If you're a Fujifilm fan who loves the X Pro series, this is a tough moment. You're stuck between celebrating the brand's success and wondering if your favorite camera is being left behind. 0707. So what should you do? First, keep using what works. The X Pro 3 is still a fantastic camera. If it fits your shooting style, there's no need to upgrade until something truly better comes along. Second, stay curious. Watch what Fujifilm does next. They've surprised us before, and if the X Pro 4 is truly in the works, it might arrive when we least expect it. 733. Hopefully with a mix of vintage charm and modern performance. And third, remember this. No camera defines your creativity. The best tool is the one that helps you create with confidence. So, what do you think? Are you still excited about the X Pro 4? Are you hoping for a bold reinvention or just a modernized version of what already works? Let us know your thoughts. 0756. Because one thing's for sure, if and when this camera finally launches, it's going to make headlines. Until then, keep shooting, keep exploring, and keep telling your story through the lens. Photography isn't About the gear, it's about what you do with it. But when the gear feels this good, it's hard not to get excited.